We have kumquats and lemons and limes. We have all sorts of greens and chards and peppers. And as you can see, all the green towers.
Most of the lettuces are on the towers.
Yes.
The aeroponic.
A full selection of herbs and spices. Things that grow well in the Bay Area.
It's a really exciting day, and today was really started by some remarks that were made when we were visiting the White House in 2012, accepting our World Series. Congratulations from President Obama. During that visit, President Obama let the cat out of the bag. He announced our plans to create an edible garden here at AT&T Park. So when the president says you're going to do something, I think you got to go ahead, follow through, and do it.
They wanted us to create an edible garden that was organic, and Curtis has a backup of plants so that anything that gets consumed gets replanted.
Right, the idea is that they'll be able to come out and harvest things like the greens, the lettuces, things like that. The chefs are going to be planning meals around what we're growing here as well. We'll work with them as far as growing things that they can use and they want to use.
And then it was like using these aeroponic towers to infill was a big part of it because those are really high yield. Like we can fit 35 plants in one tower. So there's like over 600 plants in the amount of towers that we have.
I think that's how it starts. It starts with us. It starts with a garden at AT&T Park. So I think this is big for youth, for ourselves, and for the community. So thank you guys for building this garden, for having the vision, and I really appreciate it. So thank you all for being here.
Hi there, I'm Jared Howard.
And I'm Robert Nisbet.
It's AT&T doing the right thing, and we do have lots of evidence of people going in the right direction as we continue 3 segments on how things are going the right way.
That's right. AT&T is stepping up and feeding the people.
Yes.
And we're doing the same thing in Canada. Community gardens are popping up everywhere.
Now, a community garden is an important thing. And remember, in Russia, your local grocery store is supplied with 85% of its food from the community.
So check out what they're doing in Ontario.
We're here today in beautiful Kingsville. It's part of Essex County. We're at the Access Community Garden. The particular program that I'm involved in is everything to do with nutrition. So we grow food in our garden, we bring our food to community kitchens, and we teach people how to eat affordable, healthy meals. And we also do nutrition workshops where we're teaching people what foods we should be focusing on, how to choose wisely in the grocery store, and to be able to do it all on a tight budget.
Part of the strategy is to get people to start to even consider the possibility that they could grow some of their own food. Once they get out into the gardens and they see that this is possible, they see how cheap it actually is, they start to think about, why have I been just believing everything that the commercials have told us about the food that we're going to eat, and hey, this is possible, I can do this.
At Community Gardens, what we do is we grow this food, we give it to the people, we give it to the neighborhood. We invite all the community in the neighborhood to come in and be part of the community gardens. We're going to try to help you guys learn that it's important to know how to grow some of your own food too for the coming zombie apocalypse or the end of the world.
Affordable food and poverty are linked. Often the same people who don't have a place to get affordable food in their neighborhood, they also don't have transportation. They can't drive out into the county and get their food directly from a farmer. They can't drive around town endlessly looking for the bargain.
Not only are we benefiting our own local community, but when I found out the first meeting when I met Steve and he told us about how they use the food to give to the food banks and to the less fortunate in the area, and then even extra food goes across seas. Like, it's amazing how many people you can touch with your simple action.
Once they see the improvement in their neighborhood and in their community and in the lives of their friends and their family, they start to think about larger scale issues as well. So the community garden is a bit of a gateway for some grassroots activism within your community.
That's funny. We're so composed today. You know, we're sitting in the park. We're actually sitting down while we're doing this, almost like real news guys.
Yeah, we just need a desk and, lots of screens behind us.
Yeah, that would be cool. And like suits, right? Should we start wearing a suit and tie?
No, I don't think so.
Community gardens, very cool stuff. Very impressed with that. No suits and ties in the immediate future, but biofuel.
And one of the problems that modern civilization faces is what to do with all the waste.
Yes, I mean, when you throw stuff away, it doesn't go anywhere. They just put some dirt on top of it and call it a waste place. However, there are other solutions.
Check out what they're doing in Richmond, BC.
It turns out that these greasy, grimy bags full of leftover banana peels, moldy loaves of bread, and old wilted lettuce is a valuable resource that can be turned into renewable energy and compost. That's what Harvest Power does in British Columbia's Lower Mainland.
Harvest Power collects 200,000 tons of organic waste a year. About 40,000 tons of the waste is food waste that runs through its anaerobic digester. First, it's shredded, then mixed with a little yard waste and pushed into long, airtight tunnels where the waste is biochemically degraded into organic acids. The solid waste is removed and the organic liquids are fed into the digester. In the digester, bacteria goes to work producing methane that's collected and burned in a 1 megawatt combined heat and power plant. After the anaerobic digestion process, what's left are the solids that are now ready for composting. The digestate material left after the anaerobic digestion process is gross, sticky stuff. It's now added to the compost side of the operation. In total, Harvest Power processes 200,000 tons a year of organic waste in partnerships with 13 different surrounding municipalities. The scale is immense. Taking organic waste to Harvest Power costs less than taking it to the landfill. And next January, it will be illegal to dump organic waste in a landfill, thereby increasing the supply of waste for Harvest Power. Building integrated facilities like this makes a lot of sense. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. The sloppiest, gooeyest waste is being turned into new soil for your yard and electricity to turn the lights on.
Okay, so that's Richmond.
Yeah, actually making use of organic waste, turning it into biofuel and compost.
And I'm really impressed with that because, of course, we talk about solutions all the time that banks and government are just not interested in. And, of course, we have other things that people are interested in. Coming up right after the break here, we're going to be talking about Edmonton's waste-to-fuel project.
We're going to be talking about a really cool demonstration of a solar wind plant.
And we're going to be right back after this brief commercial message.
Oh, wow. First thing, I just want to say I'm so excited for this opportunity. I've loved McDonald's my entire life. I remember when I was a kid, my parents would...
That's great. We're just doing this for legal reasons, so let's just get this over with.
Yummy, it's McDonald's Chicken McNuggets. All white meat, boneless, factory farm chicken treated with vaccines and hormones.
Cut! Just read the ingredients. Don't tell them about the factory farm stuff.
Yummy, it's McDonald's Chicken McNuggets. Chicken, water and salt, enriched flour, yellow corn flour, bleached wheat flour, baking soda, cornstarch, wheat starch, modified food starch, dextrose, riboflavin, folic acid, spices, and thiamine mononitrate, which can lead to severe liver damage.
Hot!
Niacin, citric acid, reduced iron, calcium lactate, sodium phosphate, sodium acid pyrophosphate, sodium aluminum phosphate, monocalcium phosphate, all of which are linked to chronic kidney disease, weak bones, and premature death.
Cut!
Why don't you guys just make it out of chicken?
Cut!
Autolyzed yeast extract, which is basically MSG, natural flavoring, which can mean anything, safflower oil, vegetable oil, and hydrogenated soybean oil with TBHQ, a chemical preservative, which is a form of butane and is linked to stomach tumors.
Cut!
And finally, dimethylpolysiloxane, which is a silicone that's used in cosmetics and breast implants and silly putty and to treat head lice. Yummy. McDonald's, eat like a champion.
Okay, now take a bite of the McNugget.
The Economic Action Plan is working for everyone. Women. These guys have different colored skin, but they still play for the same team. This child is Asian.
Actually, women working full-time still earn an average of 20% less than men working full-time. Racialized women are 48% more likely to be unemployed than non-racialized men. Half of all First Nations children live in poverty. Help us come up with a better plan. Visit economicactionplan.ca.
So that's something brand new.
Yeah,
just for fun.
Keep tuned to the subscribe to SHD on YouTube.
Yes, and make sure you get informed about what's going on, some of the solutions and problems that are coming up. Also, Council of Canadians, very interesting group there. Edmonton, check that out, right?
Yeah, they're stepping up to do the right thing as well.
You know, I'm really impressed with the way things are happening in municipalities. And a quick clip from Edmonton talking about real waste management.
We're here at the Edmonton Waste Management Center, where all of Edmonton's waste comes for processing. We're going to take a look at a new process we've got where we're going to convert household waste into methanol and ethanol. Once the garbage is tipped on the tipping floor, it's conveyed into this room where through a series of manual and automated sorting processes, we separate the compostable material from the non-compostable. Well, the non-compostable material is conveyed into this room. This is where we create something called refuse-derived fuel. We take material like soiled plastic or soiled paper, some wood chips, residuals from our recycling process, bits of fabric like old t-shirts or carpet, that kind of thing. And we will chop all that material up and turn it into a kind of garbage fluff called refuse-derived fuel. And finally, here at the Edmonton Waste to Biofuels and Chemicals facility, we will convert the refuse-derived fuel first into a synthetic gas by taking that material and putting it into a chamber where there's very little oxygen and very high temperatures. That breaks down the molecular structure of the carbon-based waste. Then we take that material, that synthetic gas, and we will convert it in the rest of the process into methanol and finally later on into ethanol. We will convert 100,000 tons of Edmonton's waste into 38 million liters of ethanol every year.
We're mocking in the background. Sorry, there's no private joke going on. It's just that we enjoy doing shows that are very cool and mocking the amount of preparation time we had for this.
Now coming up, we have a very cool demonstration of a new solar technology, solar wind technology, which will really help alleviate the problems with fossil fuels.
Check this out.
Future of energy. Solar wind energy has developed a new way to produce abundant, clean, affordable electricity. The solar wind energy tower is located in a hot, dry area. A water spray system at the top of the tower introduces measured droplets to the dry air, which immediately absorbs the water, gains weight, and sinks, causing a natural downdraft contained inside the walls of the tower. At the base of the tower, the wind is diverted sideways into wind tunnels, where a patented system of multiple turbines extracts the wind's energy, converting it into hydraulic pressure. Each tunnel has a dedicated generator room with multiple size generators powered by the patented hydraulic drive system. The vast majority of the water is then collected and recirculated while the tower produces abundant, clean, affordable electricity 24 hours a day and night, 365 days a year.
And that's why these are some of my favorite shows to do.
I love talking about innovations and solutions.
Yes, because there's all this dire straits going on. And you know, if you listen to mainstream media, there's no way we can get out of this. By the way, there are ways to get out of this, and we're talking about it.
Like other mainstream news outlets should be.
Yes, should be, but aren't. I'm Darren Howard.
And I'm Robert Nisbet.
One more quick segment coming up as we talk about the right thing and people doing the right thing. We're going to be talking about the Council of Canadians.
And the Supreme Court of Canada.
Wow, doing the right thing?
Amazing.
Stay tuned.
The Economic Action Plan is good for business. And you know how that works. Rich people are given a bunch of money, and you might get some of that money. This footage of a family barbecue will help you forget about your debts.
Actually, the rich have nearly doubled their net wealth in the last 13 years. Canada's 86 wealthiest people now have as much as the 11.4 million poorest. Help us come up with a better plan. Visit economicactionplan.ca.